Alright, in this video we're going to look at some AP style questions involving slope fields. Just as a word of warning, you probably want to look at this on a computer rather than a phone because the writing is going to be really small. Alright, so this one, we're given a slope field, and which one of these has to be false? Alright, so let's go through each one of them and see if it should be true or not. So if we have the particular solution at 1, -1, so 1, -1, it should be concave down. Well, let's follow the arrows. They're going to point me down. You're going to hit there and go back down. And it does look like it should be concave down. So this one looks like it should be right, which means it's not the right answer. I've had the particular solution at -1, 1. So -1, 1 is here. It should look something like this. Follow these arrows that way. Follow these arrows that way. It should be concave up. Well, that definitely looks concave up, so that one's out. All right, 0, 0. All right, 0, 0 as I go to the left. It wants me to go up like that. As I go to the right, it wants me to go down like that. So is a concave up on the whole thing? No, that does not look right. Is there a point of inflection? Yeah, because it goes from up to down. So D looks right. So it looks like the right answer, because it's wrong, is actually C. All right, it's not concave up because it starts concave up and then switches to concave down. All right, this one. Which of the following could be a solution to the differential equation which the initial condition y of 0 equals 0? So I'm starting at 0, 0. And what does my slope field make me? If I go to the left, these arrows point me up, and I have to shoot up like that. As I go to the right, it wants me to curl and then go up like that. So now I just need to figure out which of these equations looks like that. All right, well, e to the negative x plus 1, exponential graphs are not going to have vertical asymptotes, so this one is out. B would have a vertical asymptote at x squared minus 1 equals 0, which is x equals plus or minus 1. So this would also have a vertical asymptote at 1, which this one doesn't, so that one's out. C, x squared divided by 1 plus x. Right, x squared is always positive. 1 plus x would have a vertical asymptote at -1, so this one's still in the running. D, tangent of x over 1 plus x. This one will also have an asymptote at -1. But tangent of x has a bunch of extra asymptotes that will be happening, and tangent goes from positive to negative and stuff like that. All right, so this one does not look right, which means our answer is C. So basically just draw your solution based on whatever initial condition they give you, and then check to see which of these answers make sense. One thing you should do is actually make sure if you plug in 0, you get 0, but for most of the time that is true, but that has to be true for your answer as well. All right, so this is another slope field, and then which of these could be a solution to y 0, 0. So again, exact same as the last problem. I'm going to take 0, 0, oops, do it with the highlighter, and then going to the left, it wants me to go up. Going to the right, wants me to go down until I hit this horizontal line like that. So which of these functions matches that? All right, definitely not a trig function, because trig functions go up and down. They don't have horizontal asymptotes. X squared minus x, a trig function is not going to have a horizontal asymptote. All right, so it's between these two, one, e to the negative x minus 1 or e to the minus x squared minus 1. All right, so they both are exponentials, which have a horizontal asymptote, and they got shifted down 1. All right, so which one of these is going to be right? E to the negative x squared. If you plug in a positive number and a negative number, you get the same thing. So e to the next squared is an even function. It actually ends up looking something like this. All right, but if you plugged in like -1 into this, you get the same thing if you plugged in +1. So those values would have to be the same, versus here they're different. So C is the right answer. I would basically just kind of reasoning with what graphs you have. All right, and our final AP style question, same type. All right, this is kind of the types of questions you're always going to get for your slope fields. This one, initial condition 0, 0. On the going to the right, it wants us to go up, and then we hit this asymptote. Going to the left, we go down, and then we level off there. All right, so which one of these is going to have a horizontal asymptote at -1 and a vertical asymptote at 1? All right, the natural log functions have, they kind of look like this. So they have vertical asymptotes, but not horizontal asymptotes. That's out. All right, e to the negative x squared minus 1, we just saw that in the last example that will look something like this. That definitely does not have a vertical asymptote, so that one's out. X over 1 minus x will have an asymptote at x equals 1. X squared over 1 minus x squared will have an asymptote at x equals plus or minus 1. All right, so the answer is going to be C. All right, so these are some AP style questions related to slope fields, kind of give you an idea of what they might expect you to know for your slope fields.